There is one particular unit in the Empire roster which is absurd yet powerful at the same time. I am talking about Landships, of course. And, as an Elspeth von Jacken, we have access to even more powerful version of them. Please remember about like and subscribe, especially if you enjoyed this video. It really helps grow the channel. This is how our lands look like. We own the southern part of the Empire, meanwhile the Recolor owns the north and the central part. This is part 2 of the Elspeth von Jacken playlist, which you will find in the description. In the last episode, the orcs have attacked us from the south. We have to teach them a lesson. Sadly, I cannot attack them right away, but I hope I can in the next turn. And also we can upgrade finally Castle Jackenhof to the 5th tier, so it will give us far more income than... It would be also cool to deal with that guy, but we can't currently. I didn't have to fight with those orcs. Dwarves did it for me instead. They are at war with the Gorbat too, and unfortunately lost Karak Kajin. But we can for sure fight with the random army from the random encounter. With our second stack, I am really curious about those war wagons with the grenade launchers. I see we can auto-resolve that, but I will lose that war wagons I just mentioned a second ago. So I have to fight manually, and this time I want to use the checkerboard formation. So when they actually come close enough, the second row will still be able to shoot. Let's see how good are those war wagons. Well, they deal some damage, but I expected a bit more. But there is also the chance that I am just bad at the game and micromanaging units. I'm mostly afraid of that Spider Giant and Stone Giant, but they are easy targets, so they shouldn't be big of a problem. If we focus on them, of course. And we have really big problem. I didn't really expect them to flank like that. That's the thing AI does the best, to be honest, so I should expect that. But it looks like we devastated most of their army, and to be honest, I didn't really expect that. I thought that we would lose, or at least have some bigger problems than we have right now. And now we are focusing on the bigger monsters that they have, like Stone Giant and the Spider, and we are dealing really heavy damage to them. And even though at some point it looked really badly, I think we are safe to say that we are going to win that battle. 750 schematics gained, that's a fair amount. The AI likes to declare a war on me for some reason. Now the Skaven attacked us, which are here in the Fort Sol. I wanted to take that fort anyway, so I guess I have to take it now. And of course I had to move Elspeth right away to defend the Steingard. I just hope we won't get ambushed. And the first upgrade, our Amethyst Iron Sights, is here, and it is only for the Amethyst units, unlike those upgrades, which are for all gunnery units. Of course we aim to unlock that upgrade over here, but for now we are taking melee attack and defense. And now we are losing the Grand Stat, because I tried to defend the other settlement from the Skaven. But at least we can take Fort Sol. To be honest, that province should belong to us long time ago. Unfortunately, I didn't notice that Skaven army, and I am kinda afraid that they will loot, or even worse, occupy Wissenburg or Dottenbach. That's why I cancelled some constructions, and we'll build a new army, mostly with the regiments of renown units only, but we don't have any sort of alternative. Well, they have decided to stay and plunder my lands. I won't allow them to do so, and the game is saying that it will be valiant defeat. I don't really agree with that, but indeed the battle starts really poorly, and we have chance to lose actually. It really depends if they attacked us or not. By the way, I am really curious about that unit Knights of More. That's the Empire Electro Counts unit, but on the SFO mod it looks really good. I hope they will be as good in battle as they look. Well, they are going after us. So let's charge at them with that cavalry. We still have to wait for the reinforcements, so we can micromanage with some cavalry. Well, I expected a bit more from them. I guess the cavalry units are not the strongest aspect of the Empire. And since I know our cavalry is useless, in our engineer with grenade launcher we trust. And also low Skaven discipline. I am kinda afraid that we will be overwhelmed by their numbers. But for now we hold the line. Couple of their units have already retreated, so that's good. Now we have to deal with that right and left flank. And speaking of the right flank, our halberdiers are collapsing. That's actually a bad news, cause they are holding like 5 units of Skaven alone. But other than that, even more of their units have retreated, so I think we got this one. Thanks to the battle we can upgrade our Amethyst Iron Sights. Second upgrade is way better than the first. Well, time for even more free money. 9,000 from the Belegar Iron Hammer. You know, those are typical Skaven, meaning I beat one army and now there is 2 armies. Anyway, we can fight in a quest battle. That one is hard, mostly because of their cannons, and also because they can summon a lot of new units they don't have right now. So the first thing we are going to do is destroy their artillery. Look at the damage it has done to that unit. Let's see how our army is doing. And now I want to destroy at least one of the 4 mages. I don't want to allow them to summon more units. That guy was pretty weak, so I went for another one. We managed to take him down, but Elspeth is a bit overwhelmed. We have to evacuate her. In the meantime, their lord is at range. Well, he isn't anymore, and I guess that units will be gone pretty quickly too. Let's see how the Keeper of Secrets will stand against that firepower. Well, he won't. Look at that lord they have. He's baiting our artillery to shoot at him, just like the real player does. That's impressive. But even his shenanigans won't save him. Isn't it kinda relaxing in some way? Tell me in comments. Like we can just sit there and watch our units play instead of micromanage. Unfortunately, we lost 1 unit. Even though we have the legendary item, I think the Talisman of Preservation, which gives 18% of magic resistance, is way better than that, but I think I will keep it anyway. Those nasty Skaven, which were plundering my lands, have joined the Ikit Claw, so the clan Scryer. As you can see here, I am only at war with the Gorbat Ironclaw. We have a really good opportunity to destroy Orcs' armies, as well as take Akendorf. The main problem is they have a lot of units, but I think we'll be fine. All the reinforcements are coming from this side, which really favors us, and I think this pity of an army that stands before us will be devastated really quickly. Here they come. I want to destroy their artillery with Elspeth, so they won't shoot our units. That's the only dangerous thing they have right here. And it worked. To be honest, we didn't even have to make an effort. I think we can just sit there and watch. It feels like we are playing Empire Total War instead of Warhammer 3. Their cavalry is a bit too close to us. Let's see if we can make them retreat. Well, we can, and in general it looks like they are a bit overwhelmed by our gunpowder. I don't even have to play here. The battle will be won by itself. But I will cast some spells anyway. And unfortunately we cannot finish them off. We lack some movement. And most probably because of that they attacked us again. And we will have to fight the settlement garrison again, as well as 2 heavily damaged armies. I think I have déjà vu. Like, I cannot stand the feeling that I saw this battle, most probably a couple seconds ago. Let's see how quickly we can take down Gorbat. Well, pretty quickly I must say. Just look at that devastation we are doing to them. And as you can all guess, their second army won't do much. Another random encounter, another money, experience, as well as schematics. We can give back the Deadwood settlement to the Empire, I mean Rickland, Emperor Karl Franz, and get 11,000 for that. I know I could get way more, but I think it's a good deal. Another battle. They haven't learned. Like literally, they haven't learned. But those are just greenskins, so what did I expected? Looks like I didn't learn as well. They surprised me with their cavalry again on the left flank. Somehow AI surprises me all the time with their cavalry and flanking ability, even though that's the only thing they can do right. Tell me in comments if you have that as well. But other than that, I think that battle is pretty easy, and we will win just in a matter of seconds. I really want that Barak Var settlement, I will show you why. Because we can now give it back to the Gorbat, get a peace, non-aggression pact, as well as a lot of money in return. Of course he will break the non-aggression pact at some point, but for now the south is secure. The last upgrade to the Amethyst Iron Sights is finally here, and it is super overpowered. So let's take it. We have a historic opportunity to check the durability of Archaon and his army. But we won't declare on him directly, we just join the war against him instead. Well, I see his army is pretty weak, like the greenskins and others we fought. Or maybe we are too strong, or maybe both are true at the same time. Well, it looks like the Archaon himself doesn't really have any chance against our gunpowder. I thought he would at least stand still for a bit longer, but instead he went down really fast. But I'm not surprised. And to be honest, I am kinda disappointed about the trait that we got for beating an Archaon Never Chosen. Like, we beat a living legend, a living apocalypse. I mean, not so much living anymore, but you know what I mean. Disappointing reward, to be honest. We have finally an opportunity to deal with the Changeling, who was plundering my lands since the beginning of the campaign. This time I won't even waste time fighting with them, just auto-resolve. Gorbat broke our non-aggression pact, that had to happen at some point. Another auto-resolve with the Changeling, or what's left of it. That's a really interesting weapon, it doesn't have any name, but I will use it anyway. And it is finally time to change our roster, meaning the SP von Jacken roster. We gave up our Amethyst Iron Sights to both of that armies. In their place we'll get some new Amethyst Landships. There we go, I had to reload the save. For now we can only get 2 of them, the maximum is 8. But we have some regular landships as well to fill up the holes in our main army roster. And I have decided to test our army in the cold and mysterious lands of Kislev, or rather Norska, because Kislev is no more. And yes, we also had an opportunity to catch Wolfric. That will be for sure interesting battle, and important as well. We have technically pretty victory, but it will take down some landships we created. But even if we had the best possible out-resolve, I still wanted to try out that landships we created. That's the perfect opportunity to do so, and also they look really beautiful charging at the enemy. I am a bit concerned about those war mammoths, but I think even those units won't really save them. Look at that charge. It didn't look that glorious. With Kislev being liberated, I think we have to do the same with the Prague, the damned city. That battle might be a bit harder, but I'm sure we can work this out. Especially when they stand still like total dummies instead of attacking me. So this way I can just focus mostly on that Trog. No, I didn't forget his name. If you think I did, you are mistaken. We have to finish him off fast because he has regeneration. And he is also a bit dangerous on the battlefield. But in this case he just ran away like all other enemies we faced. There is something about that landship charge which makes it look really beautiful, not going to lie. But in this case, enemy is actually standing still and doing some damage to us, like for example that Landship Regiment of Renown. Even Elspeth herself took a lot of damage actually, mostly from that cavalry they have, but it is no matter what, our win. It wasn't even close. The Prague is ours, but I don't know why they got only tier 1 settlement, meanwhile the Kislev we took has tier 4. But I think for this particular episode that's going to be it. We have united the whole empire, liberated the most important parts of Kislev from the Norskans. The Recolor has the rest of the empire, so the central and the north part, and Erengard. They even have some foothold in the Norska itself with the Couronne. For some reason Britannia is still going in this campaign, and we are still holding Akendorf as a base for the future conquests in the Badlands area. Thank you for watching, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and see you soon!